Hi everybody, welcome back to Craig's Vault. I am so excited. We're starting a new series today. I always love it when we're starting on a new series because I'm just excited to share some of this information with you, okay? Today we're kicking off, it's like I said, it's a brand new series. It's built around Joseph Campbell's groundbreaking book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces. Okay, I first read this book, I was in my 30s, so it was like 30 years ago, okay? It's had a profound impact on how I look at the world. So we're focusing on what Campbell calls the hero's journey in this series, okay? If you've ever seen Star Wars, you know the format we're talking about. Actually, George Lucas was very influenced by Joseph Campbell's book. So no matter our age, human beings, we never stop craving adventure, challenge, and growth, okay? But especially, I think, adventure. So today, we want to reawaken that internal drive and turn our health span into our greatest third act quest ever. So as always, we operate through this lens really of track, adjust, own. Today, our primary focus in this part is on track, okay? Listening to that internal call to adventure. And then at the end, we're going to kind of audit where we stand today, okay? So then later in lesson 2, we'll adjust by kind of dismantling some of these ageist narratives people have. And ultimately, we're going to own our journey. So society has kind of sold us a big lie about retirement, okay? That after 55, our story is essentially written and it's just time to settle into passive comfort, get out the ladder slippers, so to speak. No, that's not the way I'm going to live my life. Coasting on a stationary bike while watching TV just isn't really living. It's waiting, okay? So we're still made for adventure, not just passive preservation like we're a fossil or something. Okay, again, our foundational text for this series is Joseph Campbell, Hero with 1,000 Faces. My book doesn't have its cover from many, many, many years ago. But as so many of my books, I underline things. I have lots of things highlighted, written in the margins. This is not the easiest book in the world to read, okay? I urge you to pick up a copy. It's an adventure just reading it. But this book, what Campbell really does is he studies hundreds of myths from around the globe for decades. And he comes up with this cycle that we have, okay? Let's look at that. He calls it the monomyth, okay? So every myth, every legend, every classic story runs through this same basic cycle. First, there's separation. In other words, the adventurer, the hero, or the heroine, they go out and they leave the comfort of their known world behind, okay? The second part is initiation. Okay, that's crossing the threshold to adventure, going somewhere else, going on the journey. You start to face trials, you build up your strength, you have setbacks, and you have a lot of helpers along the way. Think of Luke running into R2-D2 and C-3PO as the helpers, for example. Then next, the third part of this adventure cycle is you return. You come back, but somehow you're strengthened, okay? You're a knight and you've brought the Holy Grail back. You're Luke and you've destroyed the Death Star, okay? So you bring back what's called a boon or a benefit. And this cycle just repeats over and over and over. So you can kind of look back at your own life. I know, I raised a family, I had a career. We obviously know there's always setbacks in life, but basically those were all previous heroes' journeys. Now they continue, obviously. We're still, still raising grandkids now. But you can look at different heroes' journeys along the path, okay? But in this third act of our lives, okay, we hold a superpower that we didn't have 30 years ago, and that's the freedom of time, okay? We finally have this time capacity to make living healthy and living a vital life really our primary quest, at least one of them. So we don't really need to invent a new desire for adventure. It's already in us. Okay, it might be dormant, but it's already inside of us. Think back to your childhood dreams or your goals that you put on hold while you were managing your adult years in life, when you were raising that family or building that career and you had lots of other responsibilities. That craving for growth never left us during that time. Okay, we just had 1,000 other things we were doing, getting the kids to baseball games, getting the kids new shoes, dealing with all different kind of bosses and maybe career changes. But that craving for growth, it never left us. So today I'm asking you, and really this whole series is about stop leaving it to accident, okay? Start directing that internal fire that might kind of be dormant within us, but start directing it toward improving your physical vessel and your mental sharpness. Okay, so we've got a scorecard. It looks at passive aging versus active positive aging. Okay, so passive aging, it treats exercise like it's a miserable chore set there to delay the inevitable. But our hero's journey treats the workouts and our memory drills as an intentional quest to build a strong, healthy body that can keep us living healthy as long as we can. It's a completely different kind of attitude adjustment. So for the field manual action, I want you to write down one physical quest and one cognitive quest that you've postponed that you're ready to claim this week. Just write them down. Establish a baseline of where you are now, and let's just push aside the excuses for now. Okay, just say, I don't have that excuse of running the kids around all the time. I've got the time now. So just kind of accept this new call to adventure, okay? So again, the foundation for this series, Hero with 1,000 Faces, Joseph Campbell, timeless book. If you pick up a copy of this, it is challenging to read. There's a lot of words I had to look up. This is not written to be a book that you can just skim over like a paperback, but it's really, really worth your time. So as always, track your progress, keep adjusting your perspective, own your physical legacy, and go to our website and download the field manual for this companion for this lesson. It's about 5 or 6 pages, PDF, lots of things you can print out. Scorecards are on there, lots of lists you can track. And remember, I believe in you.